Oh, hey, you really came. Thank you for coming all the way out here. I honestly wasn't sure if you would actually do it. We've only been dating for a few weeks, and I suddenly asked you to come to the secret spot in the middle of the night. I know that it's pretty warm already, but that's not really what I meant. No, it's fine. Really. Don't worry too much about it. Oh, I'm sorry for just letting you stand around here. I prepared a blanket for us over there. Please sit down. Do you want a pillow or another blanket to keep you warm? A pillow? Sure, I'll get it for you. Here you go. Are you comfortable? That's good. That's good. Why did I ask you to come here? Um, it's kind of embarrassing. Promise not to laugh? You're right. It's a bit too late to ask that now, since you're already here and all. I I wanted to go stargazing with you. The weather report said that tonight would be a clear sky, and since it's a new moon, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity. You agree? Do you want to um lay down next to each other and watch the stars then? My my eyes sparkle like the stars? No, you're supposed to look up. Don't look at my face. It's embarrassing. I'm not cute. There's lots of prettier girls out there. Girls who don't spend all day in the library or studying at home. you you don't want any of those girls? You think you think I am more. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Eyes up to the sky, okay? Don't don't look at me. I'm too embarrassed right now. No matter how often I do this, I'm still surprised each time. When your eyes finally get used to the dark, the sky becomes so incredibly beautiful. Oh, yes, I regularly look at the stars, but not always like this. I only do this on special occasions with special people. Nothing. I just said that I have a telescope in my room, which I use almost every night. I I just really enjoy looking up at this infinite sky and the countless stars in it. It makes me feel insignificant and important at the same time, disconnected from the world, but strangely connected in a way that I cannot explain. Yes, looking up at the sky calmed me down a bit. It's just has this effect on people, or on me at least. How about you? Are you comfortable? A bit cold? Wait here, I'll get a cuddle for warm. Um, is that why you didn't want a blanket before? You really planned this all along, didn't you? Well, um, fine. We can cuddle a bit. Can can I lay my head on your shoulder? Thank you. I kind of wanted to do that ever since we met, to be honest. Your shoulder is so comfortable, and I feel so safe in your arms. Is it warm enough for you? You never were cold to begin with? You really are a tease. So, how about you? Do you ever go stargazing? Not as often as you want to. Huh. I guess it's like that for a lot of people. Everyone can appreciate the universe's beauty, but most don't take the time to actually enjoy it. Do you know anything about astronomy or astrology? Yes, there's a difference. Astrology is the art of telling the future and other things based on the movement of celestial bodies, while astronomy is the actual science of how they interact and behave. No, I don't believe in astrology. Not in the way, at least. But I like how poetic some of the interpretations and stories are. And to imagine what the people who thought of them felt like in the moment, you can actually learn about a lot about history and past cultures from the lore and traditions and stuff like that. What do I mean? Um, take Lyra, for example, over there. No, not there. That is not a constellation at all. Follow where I point my arm, okay? Another advantage to this position has my arm is very close to your face, so you can easily see where I mean. Yes, that cluster of stars around that particularly bright one. Do you know what Lyra is supposed to look like when connecting the stars? Let me show you then. Give me your hand for a moment. Do you see and feel the pattern I traced along your palms? Now connect it to the stars you can see in the sky. Good. Good. Now to explain what I was talking about. What do you know about Greek mythology? The basics, huh? Okay. Okay, are you familiar with the myth of Orpheus then? It is not that well known. The story goes about a legendary musician who was famous for his skill with the lyre. His music was so beautiful, it could calm the whole world, even trees or rocks. When his wife died and was sent to the underworld, he followed after her in order to bring her soul back. Orpheus managed to charm the god of the underworld, Hades, and got permission to take his wife back into the world of the living. The only condition was that he was not allowed to look back until they left the underworld. However, as he led his wife, his doubts began to grow stronger, and he became afraid that Hades had cheated him. So he looked back and saw his wife being pulled back into the darkness, never to leave again. For the rest of his life, Orpheus never married again, traveled the world aimlessly. After his death, Zeus raised his lyre into the sky and turned it into the constellation we see even today. But what is the meaning of this story? For one, it served to remember the great musician, but also a reminder to not doubt or stand against the gods. Lyra is also often portrayed as an eagle or a vulture, which is very interesting. Since the myth of Orpheus mentions that Zeus made an eagle retrieve the lyre and carry it into the sky, was it seen as an eagle first and changed into a lyre by the Greeks, or the other way around? Did someone search for a lyre-like constellation after the myth has already been written? Or was the myth invented in order to explain the constellation? The Arabs record the same spot in the sky as a diving eagle, so did they influence the Greeks, or did the Greeks influence them? There are so many questions relating to myths, which influence our understanding of real history. You're you're looking at me funny. Sorry, I was rambling again. Do you want to talk about something else? Or we could also just look at the sky without talking at all. You like to hear me talk? But why? All I ever talk about is this historical or scientific stuff that I learned about in books. Wouldn't you rather talk about yourself or things you find interesting? It's nice to listen to people talk about their passions and hobbies. I don't know about that. My previous partners always got upset when I tried to explain this stuff to them and told me to be more quiet. So I learned to stop myself before I got too deep into my explanation. This time I just kind of lost control because of how comfy I felt with you. It's really okay. We can talk about something you want. Are you sure about that? I always felt like people prefer it when their girlfriend does not talk too much and just looks pretty. One of my exes actually told me that directly once before. No, I did not break up with him for that. He broke up with me a few weeks after that, to be honest. Probably because I did not listen to him and wasn't quiet enough. He seemed very upset with me, called me pretentious and annoying and ugly and no, no. I'm sure he had his reasons too, and you shouldn't call others that. Was I hurt? I mean, yes, but I took it as a learning experience and tried to be better. Do you really think he was just intimidated by me? Why would anyone feel that way? Just look at me. I am not big, not muscular, not scary at all. Oh, no. I am really not that smart. I just read a lot because I have nothing better to do. Stop, stop doubting myself. You make it sound so easy. I don't think I can believe in myself just like that. But I might be able to believe that you believe in me, if that's alright. Then I'll be relying on you for that. You really are the most amazing partner I've ever had, you know? Is it okay if I cuddle a little bit closer to you? Thank you. You smell very nice. Are you sure you want me to continue? We could also just make out or something. My previous partner only ever wanted that. You just hesitated for a second, didn't you? I knew it. Don't try to deny it. No, don't apologize. I'm sorry for throwing such a curveball at you. Sweetie. Can I call you sweetie? I always wanted to call someone that, but I want to wait for the right person. Thank you so much, sweetie. I'm so happy right now. I get to call you sweetie. We are lying under a perfectly clear night sky, and you even want to hear my rambles about the stars. Did you want to hear more about Lyra, or do you want to hear about another constellation? Oh yes, there's absolutely more to say about Lyra and its stars. For example, between those two stars at the bottom of the constellation, there is a ring nebula. We can't see it with just our eyes, but I actually got a glance at it with my telescope once. Oh, maybe I should bring it next time we do this. Oh, a ring sometimes appears when a star dies. It kind of breathes out giant clouds of gases that glow in different colors. It's like a last act of rebellion against the impending doom. A scream of passionate expression. Stars aren't alive, of course, but it's very poetic to think about it like that. Don't you think? I'm glad you agree. So I am not the only one? What else is there to know about Lyra? Oh, of course! How could I forget about that? Do you see the star on the very right of the constellation? The brightest one? You might have heard the name before. That is Vega, the second brightest star in the northern sky. It is also relatively close to us, only around 25 light years. Yes, that is very close. On a cosmic scale, at least. Do you see the star on the bottom of the constellation? The one near the ring nebula I pointed out? Yes, that one is around 600 light years away. Really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Vega is often called the second most important star after the sun. Since so many astronomers research it, thousands of years ago, it was actually the North Pole star. And in a few thousand years, it will be again. I don't know exactly how long. I told you, I just know what I know. I am not an expert by a long shot, But that is not the reason that I pointed out Vega specifically. Here, point your arm upward and let me guide it. Do you see these two stars? Those are Deneb and Altair. Together with Vega, they form the summer triangle. Like the name suggests, it is mainly visible in the summer months. No. The summer triangle has no specific meaning, beyond being made up of three very bright stars. At least not that I am aware of. I just like looking up at it, since it is another thing that signifies the coming of summer. We should come out here earlier, next year. Then we might get to see the April meteor shower. It comes by every year around the same time, and actually it originates from the direction of Vega. Oh, if we are still together then of course. But I really hope we are. You think so too? Then it will absolutely happen. I believe in it. Shh, I'm waiting for a shooting star. So the last thing we said will come true. There was one. Did you see it? I know that this is just a coincidence, but I like to believe that it means something. Maybe that was also the reason that humans attached such great meaning to the constellations all throughout history. The thought that maybe something greater than us guides our way and approves of our action is incredibly empowering. Why are you looking around like that? Did you lose something? You can't find Sirius. No, I'm not making fun of you. It'd be a lot more worrying if you did actually find it. Right now, Sirius is somewhere behind the sun, so we can't see it during summer nights. Why are you so interested in it? Oh, because you heard of it before. Do you also know its nickname? That's right, the Dog Star. Why is it called that? Well, for one, because it is the brightest star in the Canis Major constellation. But I think there was another reason as well. Let me think. Yes, you see the ancient Greeks and Romans throughout thought that the star had a bad influence on dogs. In late summer, when it is especially hot, Sirius rises just before the sun does, and since dogs can't handle hot weather that well, they thought that Sirius makes dogs sick. It is even referenced in the Iliad. Yes, that is the story of the Trojan War. Anyways, I think it went like this. Sirius rises late in the dark, liquid sky. On summer nights, star of stars, Orion's dog, they call it. Not Orion's, Orion's dog, they call it. My bad. Brightest. Of all, but an evil portent bringing heat and fevers to suffering humanity. Yes, that is the story of the Trojan War. Anyways, I think it went like this. Sirius rises late in the dark liquid sky. On summer nights, star of stars, Orion's dogs, they call it, brightest of all, but an evil potent bringing heat and fevers to suffering humanity. Oh no, I did not learn the whole Iliad. Only this passage, since it relates to Sirius. What else is there to know? Are you really interested in it? You are? That makes me so happy. Did you know that, interestingly enough, the Roman and Greek civilizations were not the only ones associating Sirius with dogs? Yes, weird, isn't it? The Chinese knew it as the star of the celestial wolf, and many tribes of Native Americans also named it after dogs. No, not every culture saw it that way. For example, in Persian mythology, Sirius was called something else and worshipped as the rainmaker. Probably because it appears in the sky just before the dry season ends and the rainy season begins. Is there more to know? Of course there is. You probably know that Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky, and sometimes even visible during the day. But did you know it is actually a binary star system? That means that what we see as one dot is actually two stars spinning around each other. But the second one is so much smaller and dimmer than the first one that it doesn't actually influence how well we can see it. Their names? You're going to be disappointed if I tell you. The one that we see is called Sirius A, and the other one is called Sirius B. Yes, astronomers have a much less interesting sense for names than astrologers. You want to know more? Fine. I can give you one more bit of trivia. Let's see. Right. Do you remember the summer triangle I showed you earlier? Oh, wow. You even found it again. You are a really fast learner. Sirius is actually a part of its counterpart, the winter triangle. No, that's it. No more questions for tonight. I just want to enjoy this time with you for a little bit longer before we have to go home. Besides, I can tell you all of this information, but it'd be much better to show you. Next time, I'll bring my telescope. Then we can do this properly. Does that sound okay to you? You won't say no to more cuddles. Neither do I. You're so comfortable. I'm. I am getting really tired. Hey, if I accidentally fall asleep, do you promise to wake me up in time? We don't want to sleep all the way until the morning dew falls. Thank you. No, I'm awake. I I didn't I didn't sleep. I love you.